Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TR's Corner. For today's story, I'm going to tell you about the time that I got stung by a bee for the very first time, and hopefully it'll be the only time that happens. For those who personally know me, you'll probably know that I am deathly afraid of bees. I've been deathly afraid of bees since this incident I'm going to tell you about today. Um, they're definitely my least favorite insect. They're probably even scarier for me than spiders are, and I am pretty freaked out by spiders as it is. Centipedes are pretty freaky too, and so are cockroaches. But bees for me are pretty freaky, and after I tell you this story today, you'll probably understand why I think they're scary and freaky insects. So when I was about 5 or 6 years old, I probably would have been in preschool or kindergarten at the time. There used to be this big orange slide out by the playground area where I went to school at the time. And I actually stayed within the school district my whole life, until I went to high school and got my diploma and all that stuff. But so the school where I was, going through preschool and kindergarten, they had this huge orange slide. And the thing was, when you first went down it, it was open. If you could see the sky, you could see other kids playing in the playground, stuff like that. But the further you go down in the slide, you kind of go down this dark tunnel. It's kind of sticky, it's kind of staticky. The more you go down it and things like that. So for some odd reason, I was playing. My friend and I were chasing each other around outside on the playground, and so I did something to agitate this bee that was flying around me. I don't know if I stepped on a dandelion or a flower, or if another kid was hitting it with his hand, or what was going on. But so for some odd reason, this bee kept on following me, and it kept on, buzzing around my head, and it tried to go after my ear for some reason. I don't know what was wrong with my ear, but it seemed to want to, stay there. It wanted to go on my ear. So, I kept on whooshing it away. I was still chasing after my friend. And so, as I was going down the slide, for some odd reason, the bee found a way to get onto my ear. And the second it latched onto the ear and I couldn't get it off with my hand, zzz, that thing drilled through my ear pretty badly. And there was a huge red, in fact, I think I had blood leaking down it like that. And the playground supervisor, she, came over. She's like, "Oh my God, honey, are you okay?" And things like that. And yeah, I was in pain. I had a huge, like, swelled up mark up here. Um, I think I was sent to the nurse's office, and so I had to put an ice pack on it. And I think I had to miss a little bit of class just to make sure that it didn't get swollen up too badly and things like that. At the time I never been stung by a bee before, so people, including myself, my parents, the nurse, and things like that, we didn't know if I was allergic to bee stings or not. Thank God I wasn't. Um, but I'll tell you, that thing hurt. Whatever that bee did to me, however it drilled its stinger into my ear, that thing hurt. Um, I had to. I remember my brother, myself, and my mom and my dad. We had to go over to my dad's office, who for this employer that he was working for at the time. I don't know what he was even for, but I remember the whole time the drive there in the car, while we were inside the building for whatever reason. I think he left his briefcase in it or something, and he wanted to show us something in his office or something like that. I don't even. It was so long ago. I don't remember that specific part of the story. And then the drive home, I had to have the ice pack on too. So the whole time I had to wear an ice pack. Every time we were passing by someone that my dad knew at the office, we had to explain that, yeah, my son got stung by a bee. He has to hold his ice pack by his ear. That's why he's holding that thing by his ear the whole time. He's probably only hearing half the stuff you say just because he's covering one of his ears right now. Um, yeah, that was not a fun thing to recover from. Like I said, the huge swell mark, even to this day, if I really felt it right, I bet there's still kind of a leftover scar in that part of my ear, just because that bee it really drilled its stinger into there, and it just really, really hurt. Um, so yeah, don't agitate bees; they'll sting you. Um, the classic saying of bees that if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Always have kept that phrase with me. Ever since I got stung by a bee, I definitely have kept that phrase with me. Yeah, I'm afraid of bees. Ever since that bee drilled its stinger into my ear, I've been trying to avoid bees as much as possible. Um, even if they're flying by me or whatever, I'm still kind of worried that, there's still going to come a time where another bee is going to try to come into my ear and sting that. So, we all have our personal fears, and so, well, mine's is bees, and I'm sure there's other people out there who are afraid of bees for whatever reason as well. But that's my take on it. So, hope you enjoyed this story today, you guys. I know it's not a very positive story. I got stung by a bee and everything. So, um, if you guys enjoy these TR's Corner episodes, I'll definitely provide some more here pretty soon. Have plenty of more other stories to tell you here on the other future TR's Corner episodes. So if you enjoy these, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Definitely comment down below. Even tell me a story of the time you possibly got stung by a bee, and how it affected you and on your viewpoint of bees. Feel free to share that with me down below. And I hope to see you guys here for future videos.